a call online. Is Eric? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead with your contribution. Yes? Yes, endelea ndugu.
Alfred Mutua, habari yake?
Salama.
Eric Mutua.
LSK ni ya watu gani?
Nani?
LSK inawakilisha watu gani?
Anaitwa Law Society of Kenya, ni chama cha wanasheria.
Inawakilisha watu gani?
Inawakilisha wanachama na pia wananchi kijumla.
Swali ya pili, LSK tangu inakuwa na makesi kotini na tujaye kuona kazi yake ikifanyika mzuri. Hatujui inafanya kazi gani kwa hizo makesi yao. Wanadai kesi kotini na hakuna kitu kinakuja out kuonyesha kwamba kesi yao imefaulu. For example, ilikuwa juzi shamba hakuna kitu wamefanya. Kuna siku walipeleka kesi zingine kotini za right and family kipiga. Hawajakuja ripoti kamili waambia wananchi tumefaulu kesi ipi kazi itafanya kazi. Sasa tunachangaa LSK ni siasa ama ni ya matajiri?
Una siku
ya pili.
Ngoja, Eric, we need you to take it slow. Just clarify on your other question briefly. What's the question? The chairman did not get it.
Namuuliza LSK wameshapeleka kesi mingi sana kotini. Na hakuna kesi yote wamekuja nao nje ametuambia tumefaulu kesi fulani.
Okay.
Ya pili.
Na ya mwisho?
Kuna mtu mwingine kijana mwingine kwa university alikuwa juzi. Ndio kuandika kwa kitu mbaya. Hali MP aliandika zake mbaya mpaka sasa hapo nje. Na raia mdogo ndio wanafinyilia na huyo mkubwa anamwachilia. Na tunasema tuko na Law Society of Kenya. Kwa hiyo wakilisha wakubwa na watu wadogo.
Alright, asante sana Eric kwa kupiga simu na kwa maswali yako.
I talk in English.
Alright, before you answer those questions, let's take Mohammed. Understand has also been on the line. Mohammed, good morning. Briefly, your contribution.
See, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to the chair of the LSK.
Good morning too.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to first thank you for having the second chance, because I know, according to your history, maybe you are the first or to get the chance for the second time. And there are questions that I want to put to you. One is that people have decided to go to the social media because of the magnificence, because of the corruption that is rampant in our institution. So they are defenseless, and the only place where they can post this is in social media. What are you doing as a society to ensure that those people who are the voiceless, who represent their problems there, are defended? The second question is about delaying of cases. You find that there are so many cases where there are a lot of delays, even cases taking 1 year, which I think it requires less time to rule. And then the other issue is about the pro bono. I'm not a lawyer, but I understand there are so many poor people around who, even with issues of land grabbing and the rest, when I'm the mighty and a bigger person, the fat cat goes to court and he wants to grab my plot, the constitution allows him to go there. What are you doing? What measures are you doing to ensure that the pro bonos are there in counties like maybe Isiolo, where most of the people are poor and they don't know their rights?
Okay, all right, sir. Mohammed, I will stop you there because you've asked for questions. We need to proceed. Let's come back to the chairman. Thank you for your call, Mohammed. Quite a number of issues there.
Yeah.
Surely we cannot continue with that call, but let's begin with what Eric had to say. Matters in court that are never concluded that LSK will take to court. I think there was one more question there on a matter which I didn't get very clearly. The line wasn't very clear.
Well, I think the first thing is concern is that most of the times LSK would take up a matter and file a suit, but we don't subsequently brief the public as to the outcome of the suit, whether it was conclusive or whether it was successive. I'll first answer his question, then explain what advocacy means. to be specific to his question, I can give him examples because he wanted to know what cases we've succeeded
Maybe
in.
one example. So
One
we can-
example
yes.
is the vetting of judges and magistrates case. We're the ones who went to court and said that once a judge or magistrate has been declared unsuitable to serve by the Judges and Magistrates Vetting Board, then the courts have no jurisdiction to step in and overturn that decision under the Constitution. And we pushed this all the way to the Supreme Court. Last year, the Supreme Court made a final determination that indeed the position we took was the right position, and all those cases which had been filed by the judges and magistrates who had been declared unsuitable to serve were terminated. That is a success from the Law Society of Kenya.
Okay.
Other matters, like the Lamu case which we filed because of the curfew, the cabinet secretary stepped in the other day and he decided that the curfew is lifted on the island. To some extent, our case is overtaken by events. Those are the things which would happen, and,
Okay.
and therefore we can't proceed. But advocacy does not mean that you need to succeed in court. Once you file a suit and you litigate, it enhances the perception of the public as to the issue at hand. And that is part of the rationale for advocacy suits, not necessarily for you to succeed eventually. Yes.
All right, and the other question, I think there was also Mohammed with the delay of cases as well, and there was also a question on pro bono.
Yes, those are good concerns. We have in our secretariat, in the LSK, we have a unit which deals with pro bono cases for free. And we sieve the kind of cases which we want to intervene in by asking lawyers out there to take up these cases for free. There are many cases, and as such, sometimes one may feel that we're not doing much, but there are very many cases. So, is a question of talking to that lawyer, appointing them to do the case for free. It's not a very easy task. So eventually, I know and I feel the frustration from his part, because if you get 1,000 cases where persons want to be represented for free, you can only probably talk to about 100 lawyers who will be willing to undertake the pro bono work.
Okay.
Yes.
We have Edwin. All right. Let's also the question of delay of
Yes.
cases on the role of LSK.
Just the other day, about last week, I issued a communication to our members, and part of the issues which I raised is that cases are still being delayed in our courts, despite the fact that there's been an increment in the recruitment of judicial officers by the Judicial Service Commission. And we said we are taking that up with both the Office of the Chief Justice and Office of the Judicial Service Commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I managed to note down in as far as what we had from Eric. But let's go to the matter of the arbitration center.
Yes.
We have Edwin Sifuna, who's an advocate, and has been very vocal and I think opposed to the matter of having their licenses, practicing licenses, being linked
Yes.
to their contribution in as far as this center is concerned.